to Wrestling Rundown with Jay Santy.
Live from New York, it's
Turnbuckle Tabloid.
Another episode this week of Wrestling Rundown. I'm your boy, Jay Santy, here to bring to you daily news occurrences that occur for the week of news. Trying to hit you guys with more and more news content. Trying to get as daily as possible, as you can see. If not, every other day, whatever works for you guys. But as always, I am the Norm McDonald of this segment. And this is your Wrestling Rundowns Daily weekend update. So kicking it off for this segment, we have big news out of Raw. A lot of controversy going down the line because of this, and I would love to get your take on the Turnbuckle Tabloid Facebook pages or on the socials as well about this. But this past Monday Night Raw, we saw the accomplishments of all accomplishments. Miss Dupree herself, Maxine Dupree, was able to capture the United States women's title from Becky Lynch, and with the assist of AJ Lee. And some may say, like, well, how? Why? And I thought this was a classic old school kind of booking where the underdog gets the title with the help of outside interference. Kind of reminded me of that Piper Ultimate Warrior Rude interaction and such, if you guys remember that from back in the days. It was one of those kind of things that just drew me to it. And many have said, well, wouldn't it had been better if AJ was the one that took the title off of Becky? And I said, yeah, but it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if you do that, people will bitch and moan about the fact that you got a returning legend coming back and automatically getting a title shot, as opposed to, the buildup. And in all honesty, my belief is AJ and Becky's rivalry doesn't need the title. Like, there's more to it than that. But we know that Maxine is not going to hold this title for too long. We know that she's not going to, be the next Roman Reigns with this. Come on, it's ridiculous. But it's a feel good moment, and I thought it was cool to see that this happened, especially due to the climate of the events and such like that is happening in the women's division. So, shout out to her. Good on you, girl. Good on you, girl. I with all the ridiculousness that's going on with WWE, honestly, this is like the least of the issues that I have with it right now. So congratulations to her. Next up, there is speculations and is unfortunate news that Adam Cole's wrestling career may be over. The young man is dealing with substantial injuries. I believe concussion protocols have been one of the biggest ones of the moment, and it's a very, very unfortunate possible decision for him to make, due in part to knowing and understanding how much of his love of wrestling he has. He's 36 years old, and he pretty much has just had this roller coaster ride of being such a big name in Ring of Honor, being a part of Bullet Club, indie phenomenon, and the fan base loving him, popping up with the Undisputed Era in NXT and such, and Dave was riding the waves there, being the longest reigning NXT champ. And when that time came and they were done and going to AEW, it seemed like there was just another uh, element, another level to Adam Cole, and I guess maybe the hope was to bring back the old fire, but yet with a new spin on it. But yeah, the just the consensus is that with all the injuries that are occurring and such, he's not going to be able to go as much as he would like to and such. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, you know, the best thing is to know that he has a an ability to make that decision. He has the time that point to say that yeah, it's time for me to go before anything else does happen and such. Big thing about him is he's an avid gamer, so that's always a cool shit with him, and he'll always be able to fall back on that. But other than that, yeah, it's unfortunate that uh, this might be a reality and a possibility for him. Kind of fucked up. Next up, oh god, this one, this is. I saw this and I'm like, who? What? So apparently, Nixon Newell and Miranda Alizé is having heat from not only AEW but from wrestlers alike. Apparently, they refused to job out in a match for a 3-minute match, as they would say, and walked out of Collision a week ago, and has not been a receptive practice or execution by the backstage and the locker room and such. And people are saying that this might be a nail in the coffin for their careers. Listen, in my opinion, you just don't do that. No, you don't do that. You do the job, and then after that, if you decide to leave, you just leave. It is what it is. That's what you did. That's the business. That's what you're supposed to do business wise. But as per their sticking a knife in the heart of their careers, I don't think so. People will still book them. They'll hire them as whatever. Bring them in as heels at high heat, and some may even bring them in because they might agree with their practice. There's some people who have that thought process of, hey, if you don't like what the fuck they give you, leave, walk the fuck out. But it's not professional. It shouldn't be done. Just do the job. And listen, even at my job, we can protest an assignment. We can protest an action that a higher up wants. We could protest it, but at the same time, yeah, no, we don't, we just got to do it. We got to push through it. Next up, where's my sound effect? I got like so many things going on at one time. I'm sorry. Next up, Elimination Chamber. Oh, wow. Anybody see the ticket prices for this? For the comment folks, it's looking like, yeah, it's looking like about upwards of $2,000 to $5,000. Front row is pulling up like almost $35,000. What are we doing here, guys? What's this? What are we doing here? What's going on here? I don't, like I said, don't want to hear any of you motherfuckers sitting there screaming and hollering, talking about, hey, I ain't got no money for eggs, but yet you're going to pay this. And it's in Chicago. Guys, what are we doing? WWE is out of their fucking mind for this. And you know what? Fans, you really need to protest this by not paying for this shit. Honestly, don't pay for this at all. Don't even entertain this. let them struggle and drop ticket prices or paper the fucking arena. If you don't know what paper the arena means, it means they couldn't sell out the tickets that they want, so they have to end up giving tickets out for free. That's what in stand-up comedy, that's called paper in a room. When you paper a room, that means you're giving tickets out for free so you could get more of an audience for the comedian and such. It's crazy. It's out of it's out of this world to be paying these fucking prices for wrestling. It's OD. So yeah, whatever. Guys, if you pay for this, then you know you should never be bitching about anything from here on out. Honestly, let's not do this. Next up, 3-hour SmackDown. This is really happening. Like, we're going back to this. I thought they pulled away to come back to this. I don't care if we have 3-hour SmackDowns. I don't care. Is it a is it a possibility that we can get a 3-hour SmackDown that has, I don't know, content, wrestlers? I mean, wrestling? Can we get at least some wrestling? I don't know. But yeah, I'm hoping that if this does occur, that the roster that you have there, which is a stack roster, and you actually could bring more, and you're actually bringing more in, can get some love and some attention. I don't know. Let's just try something different and just have more wrestling going on in wrestling, right? The one thing I can say about AEW, there might be some good and some bad about what I like about the product, but I gotta tell you, at least there's a lot of fucking wrestling. In WWE, it's sprinkled whenever you get the chance. So 3-hour SmackDown, I'm all for it if you bring in some wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
And finally, for the main event, closing out the Wrestling Rundown segment, we have the Cam Scatterbull controversy. Cam Scatterbull, the Giants running back who recently injured his leg, was seen on Raw and participated in an angle on, at the event. And there was such an outcry and outrage by sports media and podcasts alike about him being on, being injured and other Giants that were there participating in this because, the Giants with such a shitty season, they shouldn't be a shitty season, shouldn't be focusing on this, but they should be focusing more on winning games and getting their shit together. Let me explain something to you guys. I'm a sports fan. Make sure you check out Are We Talking Sports on New York Wrestle Media, on our network. And I'm, as much as I'm a sports fan, I am a Giants fan. That is my first team. It's the Giants, Mets, then. So it gives you an idea of how sad my life is. Basically, that's just what it is. But I am a Giants fan. And before I cover the wrestling aspects of this, the Giants have been screwed for years from the top down. It's just what it is, bro. Like, this team is trash from upper management to what's on the field. Yes, our quarterback seems to be that he could be probably a future player down the line. Jackson Dart looks like he could be a top-notch quarterback, or he could be on concussion protocol every fucking week. Who the fuck knows? And Cam came in and was a spark in the running back position, and him playing with such heart and such toughness, he got injured and he went out. And at that point in time, the team was already suffering, and they weren't going anywhere. There's not going to be any chance of this team fucking lighting up and firing in any way to get into any playoff contentions. So what do? You're expecting them to sit at home and just cry about this. Listen, they get 1 day out the week to go out. That's a day after their game, and then they're back into practice mode. This is what they're trained to do. This is what they're paid to do. So if they wanted to go out and go to Raw, let them go to Raw. Now, the pundits and the people are sitting out there going, well, he's injured. Why is he out there doing wrestling stuff? This is probably the only time I'm going to probably just let you guys behind the curtain for a second so you could see something that goes on just between me and you guys. It's choreographed. Yeah. Wrestlers were extremely careful with him, knowing the fact that of his condition, what it is. Andrew Schultz was there amongst other people, and there was all this tussle between they and the Judgment Day and such. And the wrestlers took care of him. They took care of him. They just wanted that pop from the crowd, and they knew how to do it. Guys, stop this fake anger that's occurring. It's just be real and just say that you're mad at the Giants for not being what they used to be years ago. They used to be a great team. 4 Super Bowls, guys. 4. We're still in the top echelon of having greatness in Super Bowls, and had probably in history greatest Super Bowls ever. Any Super Bowl that we were in, besides the blowout against Denver, in which that was even great because Phil Simms threw a phenomenal game. But even still, we had Super Bowls that were, either heartbreakers or, dream fulfillers. So this is why Giants fans are upset more. They're upset because of the fact that we used to be that good and now we're shit. And, guys like Scatterboo is a guy who could be a spark to help bring this team back, but not now. If it's gonna be, let it be down the line. And thankfully, his injury is not as severe as it looked. Because if you've ever seen, look it up on YouTube. If you see this injury, his career could have been over, but it's not. So, guys, cut the nonsense. As I would say, cut the shit. Teaser of upcoming episodes coming up for something soon, but that's something on another day. But yeah, guys, this is stop it. So gonna wrap it up here for this day's edition of Wrestling Rundown. Make sure you check us out on all the social media outlets. Check us out on the group pages, on the Facebooks, on the Instagrams. Make sure you check us out on the TikToks and all that. And always be sure to check us out on all podcasting outlets, because all our shows will be there at a drop of a dime. So make sure you guys show us some love and be a part of the downloads, the likes, be a part of the vibe here of New York Wrestling Media. And as always, guys, check you guys in a sec.
It's Wrestling Rundown with Jay Santee.
Turnbuckle Tabloid.